Teaching us how to winterize. We don't like saying the word winterize, but it's coming. So especially this Friday, you're saying we may get some frost or snow.
Yeah, I just got some pictures this morning just from northern Ontario. Algonquin Highlands getting into a little bit of snowfall. And we know as the clocks are rolling back this week, and indeed winter's on our doorstep. First question everybody asks is, do I really need to winterize your garden? Well, the good news is many of the plants that you have, flowering shrubs, hardy perennials, and all those, you don't have to do much. You got to clean them up, cut back to any of the debris that's sitting around, clean those gardens up. You want them to go into winter sitting clean.
So you want the lawns clean because you don't want those to insulate.
Yeah, you want leaves off the lawns, in the gardens themselves. Any of that foliage that has turned brown and starting to die back, cut that down to the ground. Those perennials like hostas, you get rid of those. Dicentra, which is bleeding hearts, you cut back that, clean it up so it's beautiful.
Like how far are we talking?
Oh, you cut it right down to the ground. So you pretty much like hostas and things like that, you're cutting them pretty much down to the ground.
A couple of inches off the ground.
And then others like ornamental grasses you can leave up for winter interest, but you can leave a little bit of heights on some of those bigger, chunkier perennials, and with that what you're doing is allowing snow to collect. Flowering shrubs, things like spirea, you're cutting them back so that heavy snowfalls are not going to damage them.
Okay.
Big thing that happened last year was what's called winter burn. So let's take a look at a picture right now of some of the boxwoods from last year. This is what it looked like in the spring.
Oh yeah, terrible.
And we saw with the severity of last winter, this was all over the province of Ontario.
And they didn't recover through summer.
They didn't, because this is called winter burn, caused by moisture loss. So as the sun shines in the winter and the winds whip around, we get moisture pulling out of those broadleaf evergreens like boxwoods, and what happens with that is they go brown. So one thing that you can do is you can spray them, broadleaf evergreens, things like rhododendrons, I'm talking boxwoods, also hollies. You can use this, which is called wilt-proof.
You spray it now?
You're going to spray it now. It's an anti-desiccant. What this does is treat the leaves and seals them up so none of that moisture is going to be lost. So this is a great way to invest to protect.
So what if it rains? I mean, do you have to do this every day?
You don't have to do this every day. One-time application.
Okay.
One-time application.
A thorough spray.
A thorough spray application. The other option that you have is you could use burlap. And by putting burlap and building a screen around them, that's going to help out. So I think that's picture number 3 is the picture of the burlap screen that we have around. And with that, the burlap put around the broadleaf evergreens, you can see right there.
Yeah.
That there is just a way to protect them from sun and wind. Think about sun and wind. If you have a strong northwesterly wind, you want to protect them. If you don't protect them, we're going to show you picture number 2.
The tops are still exposed though, right?
The tops are exposed so snow can fall through.
Okay.
If you don't protect them, so this is an evergreen, and this one here is, of course, is a Vanderwolf pine exposed to a northwest wind in a sunny, windy location, and that's the browning that you get. Now, finally, the other thing I want you to protect from is things like rabbits and deer. I'm going to show you a picture right here of some of the damage that rabbits and deer do. You can see on the bottom there how during the wintertime they're looking for food sources, and they'll go around, they'll eat fruit trees, and they'll eat many different things. So what you can do is you can, at this time of the year, this is the product here, it's called Scoot. S-K-O-O-T.
It says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, it says it all. I'm just going to make sure that that's
Scoot, will ya?
there. So Scoot, by spraying this on many deciduous plants, and it has to be only deciduous, meaning those that lose their leaves, it leaves a residual taste on them. So what it does is it makes them taste like crap. Yeah. So what happens is by treating them with this, fruit trees and some of your flowering shrubs, purple sand cherries, all those, by spraying them and treating them, they're not going to eat yours, but they'll go and eat your neighbors.
Oh, your neighbors are going to thank you for that. They're going to have a whole lot more of a feeding frenzy. For more information, at Frank Ferragini on Twitter. Always such great info. Right now, over to Jen. Jen, lots of smiling faces.